America, we are back, baby. Welcome to another episode of America Unfiltered with James Pascalides. We got a great show for you tonight. Not really a lot of different things. We're going to talk about one thing, actually. We're going to talk about this Ben Shapiro video. I'm actually very pissed off about it. We're going to talk about that today. Ben Shapiro said, "I'm not an American." He said, "I'm not a real American." He said that anybody who has the America First viewpoint is not a real American. The man who says that Christian nationalism needs to be denounced, but then supports Jewish nationalism in Israel and wants us to fund it, wants to call me not an American. The man who criticizes every single fucking person who goes at Israel in any way, or who criticizes Israel or Jewish power in America, says we're not Americans. The man who fired every single person at his company who spoke out against the Israel lobby says I'm not an American. This fucking joke of a person, this utter scum, wants to tell us that we're not Americans, wants to tell us that we don't have a place in American politics and that we need to be silenced. Instead of challenging our ideas in actual debate, he wants to silence us. He wants to use his power that he's built up in the GOP and the name he's built up for himself in the GOP to silence us, to silence you, to silence me, and ruin all our fucking lives. He doesn't want us to have a future. If we were to get shot in the neck tomorrow like Charlie Kirk was, he would celebrate the same way the leftists celebrated when Charlie Kirk was assassinated. Ben Shapiro is scum. Ben Shapiro right now is telling Americans, the people whose ancestors built this fucking nation, that we are not real Americans. The guy who sat on a stage and said the only reason he supports America is because America supports Israel. That's an American to you? No, fuck you, Ben Shapiro. You are nothing. You are scum. You don't know what it's like to be an American. You don't know what it's like to be a Gen Z, a millennial, a Gen Alpha American who got completely robbed, looted, and raped by the wars that you pushed for. We had tens of thousands of Americans die. We had trillions of dollars spent on those wars. And you want to up the retirement age because you don't think Americans work hard enough. You don't give a shit about stagflation. You don't give a shit about the problems that we deal with. You don't care that home prices are too unaffordable. You don't care about the melting pot that you push for that has now led to the mass migration of legal and illegal immigrants who see, I'm getting furious, who rob, loot, and rape us. This is what's happening in our society. We are being robbed, looted, and raped every day by a country the size of New Jersey. A country halfway across the world that people in our country seem to care about more than America. Ben Shapiro cares about Israel more than he cares about America, yet he wants to say, I'm not a real American? You're not a real American. Fuck you, Ben Shapiro. You are nothing. You want to denounce the Groypers. You want to denounce Nick Fuentes. You want to call Tucker the worst person in the media. You want to call him the second coming of Hitler. No, you are a genocidal maniac. We spoke for peace. We said we don't want innocent people to get murdered. We don't want women and children to get murdered. And for that, we were anti-Semitical. For that, we were rogue anti-Semites who needed to be shut down and removed from the establishment completely, who had to have our voices stripped and our check marks on X taken away, demonetized on every platform. You are the person who called for all this to happen. You are the person who pushed for this melting pot. You are the person who pushed for Christian nationalism to never become a thing, even though you will never say that about Israel. You will never say that Israel shouldn't have a hierarchy built on religion. But no, in America, a nation founded by Christians, it cannot be a Christian nationalist country because Ben Shapiro doesn't want it to, because the ultra-Zionist Ben Shapiro, who celebrates when babies are found dead in Palestine. This guy is a piece of shit. This guy is nothing. This guy is scum. And he wants to act like he can rule us. He wants to act like he can police our voices. He wants to act like he can run the GOP establishment. Ben, you are losing credibility by the day. You fired everybody in your company who spoke out against your shit small terrorist nation of Israel. You fired every person in your company who didn't align with your views perfectly. And Matt Walsh will leave very soon. Matt Walsh cannot stay there much longer. We all see it. He's literally blinking 1,000 times in videos, asking for help secretly in Morse code. Ben Shapiro, the same one who fucking... You dismiss every working class struggle. You dismiss every struggle of these younger generations, and you don't care about them. You don't care about the financial success of me or of people my age. You don't care about the student loan debt or the credit card debt or the fact that we can't afford food. We can't afford our fucking bills. That the majority of people my age right now are struggling, living either paycheck to paycheck or with their fucking parents. No, you denounce that as lazy. You call them scum. You say those people need to grow up and get a life. You created this life for us. You went in front of the congressional floor and said we should spend trillions of dollars on these wars. You supported Netanyahu when he came and lied to our Congress and said Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction and we needed to deal with him. You supported the Hezbollah bullshit, and you want to denounce Tucker Carlson because he platforms Nick Fuentes, because he gives him an interview? And you call it a softball interview. What about the interview that you gave to a war criminal? 50 countries walked out of the UN when Bibi Netanyahu wanted to walk up and speak at it. But no. You support him no matter what, even though he's wanted for war crimes. This guy oversaw what happened in Israel, where Israeli soldiers were ramming metal poles up Palestinian prisoners' asses and raping them. Ramming metal poles up their asses and raping them. And I didn't hear you talk about that once on your show. I didn't hear you talk once about the double tap attacks that killed journalists. I didn't hear you talk once about all the women and children who have been wrongfully slaughtered by the nation of Israel. I didn't hear you criticize any of that. But you have no problem criticizing people in America promoting peace and using their voices. Because who are the Groypers? Who are we? We are American Christians. We are Catholics. We are people who do not want to see people dead for no fucking reason. We don't want to see babies get killed. We don't want to see women get killed, unarmed children, unarmed journalists. We don't want America's free speech to be taken away just because they disagree with the views of a country halfway across the world who is robbing, looting, and raping us financially every fucking day. We have sent them over $300 billion. We have supported them in trillions of dollars in wars. Tens of thousands of American soldiers have died so that Israel can live, so that Israel can prosper, so that the greater Israel project can become a thing. You have infested our politics. You have infested our country. You have people all around this nation who support America first, and you denounce every fucking one of them because you'll refuse to say it. You won't say America first because America isn't first in your book. Israel is. You are an Israeli propaganda artist. You are a Hezbollah artist. That's all you are, Ben Shapiro. You are nothing. You have no credibility, and you are scum. You want to denounce people like me. You want to denounce Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson was America's favorite TV show host. He was America's favorite news host back in the day. People would tune into him, and people who have never said a fucking negative word in their life about Tucker Carlson are now starting to say, oh, is he an anti-Semite? And you want to know why they're fucking saying it? You want to know why? They're saying it because people like you are telling them to. Because the media is telling them to. Because you have Mark Levin on Fox News saying that Tucker Carlson is the second coming of Hitler. Because you have Laura Loomer with so much shit in her cheekbones and her face that she probably can't even think right, saying that we need to be shut down and shut out of this country and out of politics as a whole. You guys are nothing. You are losing America. And because you're losing America, you are bringing out every attack you have. You want to start a civil war within the right? You want to start a civil war with the people who just want peace when you guys want world fucking domination? You guys want to control the entire Middle East and you guys can't do it yourself, so you want America to do it for you? You put the American media personalities on your fucking payroll, Israel, so that they will push your Hezbollah bullshit to Americans? People fell in love with Ben Shapiro because of the way he spoke about the black crime stats, because of the way he spoke about certain issues. And then he turned. And now he says, oh, we have all these problems, and bitch, you helped create them. He wants to talk about the problems in America. The problems in America you created? You created every fucking problem we have today for the most part. Are you serious? You're the one who pushed for this melting pot, even when you would speak about the black crime stats. And where did it fucking get us? You're the ones who talk about how we need to be fiscally responsive, yet we're sending billions of dollars to a foreign nation. We're spending trillions on war. But no. What the fuck happened to sovereignty? What the fuck happened to a country being able to police its own nation? What the fuck happened to a country able to run itself? No. We are run by a much smaller nation, a nation that is thousands of miles away. That has nothing to do with America. Israel has no relation to America and shouldn't. But because of people like you in the media who refuse to shut the fuck up about it, who refuse to allow people to speak out against it, you called Pat Buchanan an anti-Semite. You called Dave Smith, the Jewish person, an anti-Semite. Nick Fuentes, an anti-Semite. Andrew Tate, Myron Gaines, anybody who spoke out against the Israel lobby became an anti-Semite immediately because you oppose that in a Christian nation founded by Christians, that we don't want another nation the size of New Jersey to run our political system, run our banking system, run academia. How is that hateful? That is us wanting to be a sovereign fucking nation, an American nationalist nation. You want Israel to be a nationalist state. You want Israel to be a place that is for the Jews. But if we say America is a Christian nation, we are immediately anti-Semitics. We are immediately the biggest pieces of shit who need to be silenced by people like Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro wants to silence us because he disagrees with our views. Ben, we disagree with everything you're saying, but the difference is we have the balls to debate you on it. You refuse to debate anybody. Instead of debating Nick Fuentes, you try and silence him. You try and call him a Hitler promoter. You try and say the worst possible things about this guy, and you take clips out of context to try and make him seem like the worst possible person. You're the person who sat down with Bibi Netanyahu and tried to justify why we should continue sending $3.8 billion a year to Israel. You're the person who denies that the USS Liberty was an intentional attack. You're the person who never once on your fucking show spoke about how after 9/11, there were multiple Mossad agents celebrating the 9/11 attacks, and there were Israeli art students who tried to enter government buildings immediately after. You're the fucking person who, after Tom Ordium Alexandrovich tried to rape a 15-year-old girl in Las Vegas, and for you guys who don't know, that is the man who works directly under Bibi Netanyahu in Israel. When he tried to rape a 15-year-old girl in Las Vegas, instead of being arrested in America and tried in America, what did he do? He fled to Israel. Did I hear you speak about it one time on your show? No. Why? Because you don't give a shit about America. You claim to care about the kids who were trafficked and raped, but you stopped caring when it came to Jeffrey Epstein, the Mossad spy, and you stopped caring when it came to Tom Ordium Alexandrovich. You claim to care about this Judeo-Christian relationship, but where the fuck are you when Israel blows up the cross on top of the church in Gaza? Where the fuck are you when Christians are getting spit on every fucking day in Israel? Where the fuck are you when Christians can't even have access to the holy sites without getting assaulted? What the fuck is that? What the fuck is this that in America, we can't even be a sovereign nation who supports America first? Saying America first, according to the ADL, is a anti-Semitic slogan. It's anti-Semitic to want to put my country over yours. It's anti-Semitic to want my native country, I am a native fucking American, to come over every other fucking country. But you, as a Jewish person who claims to be an American but seems to be an Israelite, wants Israel over everything. You are Israel first. You are a Hezbollah propaganda artist. You are nothing more, and you will never be anything more. You will always be a liar. You will always be deceitful, and you will always be scum. Ben Shapiro, you are literally fucking nothing. You criticize Tucker. You criticize Anna Kasparian. You criticize Patrick Bet-David for hosting Nick Fuentes. You criticize anybody who wants to platform him. You say you're not trying to silence him, but anybody who brings him on their show, anybody who gives him any sort of a voice to speak about, you shit on completely and you try and tear their lives apart. You claim everything you claim to be is a lie. You are not a real American. You are not America first. You are Israel first. You don't care about American sovereignty. You don't actually care about a Judeo-Christian relationship because that doesn't even fucking... What the fuck even is a Judeo-Christian relationship? The entire religions contradict each other. And it's not just saying we couldn't coexist peacefully, but we definitely cannot have people in America putting their affinity for a small nation the size of New Jersey over their affinity for America. America comes first if you hold an American passport. No fucking exceptions. Dual loyalty, we're never going to accept it. And that's what you are. You're a dual loyalist. You want to claim that you support America no matter what, but then on video, you say that you only support America because it supports Israel. If America stopped supporting Israel financially and militarily and said, Israel, you're on your own, would you still even live in this country? Or would you start a max exodus? Would you freak the fuck out? And would you say that, oh, they're coming for us. It's the second coming of the Nazis. You are a liar. You are full of propaganda. And you want to tear people like me down. You want to turn people against people like me. I have the closest people to me that I know, that I love, and that I would die for no matter what they think of me, who think I'm an anti-Semite because you tell them I am. And maybe you don't say my name, you probably don't even know who the fuck I am, but you tell them, people like Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes, and people like Anna Kasparian, and anybody who goes against the Israel lobby is an anti-Semite. Fuck you. We are the true patriots. We are the true Americans. If you cut me open, I bleed red, white, and blue. What do you bleed? You bleed for Israel. You want Americans to go bleed for Israel. How do I know that? Because you supported the fucking war in Iraq. Because you supported tens of thousands of Americans going to die for weapons of mass destruction that didn't exist. And who did it benefit? Did it benefit America to do that? Did it benefit America to have every fucking Muslim country hate us? Did it? No. It benefited Israel. Why did 9/11 happen? Why? Why did it happen? Did it happen because we support Israel too much? If the official narrative that we're going to go by, which you believe, is that the Muslims did it, let's at least acknowledge what the Muslims said themselves, that they attacked America because of our undying support for Israel. That's what Osama said. But you don't want to bring that up. You don't want to bring up how you wrote in 2003 that we should support and financially support in America the ethnic cleansing of Gaza because it would benefit Americans in the long term. No, it would benefit Israelis who want to take that land. You are nothing. You are scum, Ben Shapiro. You are taking American politics and you are starting this civil war. And maybe it's a Cold War, but it's still a civil war. You are starting this civil war and you are not ready for this information campaign to start. You are not ready for millions of young men to start red pilling everybody because it's about to happen. We have been silent about our views. We have kept them to ourselves. We have kept our most controversial opinions to ourselves out of fear of people like you speaking out against us and trying to cancel us and shut all of our views down and get us demonetized and get us taken off X and get us taken off every fucking platform. But you have pushed it to a point that we have no fucking choice but to use our voices now. We have no choice but to stand up against the rogue Jewish power that runs through our nation. But you want to call it rogue anti-Semites. No, we are not anti-Semitical. We don't hate anybody. What we hate is people in our nation who put their affinity for another country over Americans. But we don't hate any specific group as a whole. What we hate is we hate people who commit too many crimes and aren't locked up for it. We hate people who abuse children and get away with it. We hate people who want to rape, rob, and loot from our political system because my generation is failing because of the support we have for foreign aid and foreign nations like Israel. And I'm not saying they're the only ones. We support a lot of nations that we shouldn't support. But Israel seems to be the only one that you can't criticize. If I wanted to criticize the money we give to Muslim countries, nobody would call me anything. Nobody would say I'm a racist. Nobody would say anything about me. If I want to criticize the money we give to Egypt, the money we give to Nigeria, the money we give in South America, how we fund fucking Canada, and how we fund half the third world nations around this world, nobody would give a shit. If I speak about the $3.8 billion on average we give a year to Israel, which is probably even more because we've given them $15 billion this year, $16 billion just a couple years ago, and over $320 billion in total, I'm a rogue anti-Semite who needs to be silenced and shut out of the movement. I'm the second coming of Hitler, according to you guys. Fuck you guys. You guys are nothing. You guys don't know what you're speaking about. You guys don't even know the true facts. You guys, and even if you do, you ignore them. Why don't you speak about any of the things why don't you talk about the USS Liberty? It was an attack on America and you claim to be Americans. Why don't you talk about the evidence that shows that it might have not just been Muslim countries who were involved in 9/11? Why don't you speak about that? If you're Americans who are about the truth, why don't you speak about that? Why don't you speak about how the mafia funded and supplied Israel with weapons and stole our nukes? Why don't you talk about the connections to the mafia that JFK had that got him fucking killed? And it's not the Italian mafia, it's the Jewish mafia. Why don't you speak about any of these facts? You ignore them because of your affinity for a nation the size of New Jersey, halfway across the fucking world, who for some reason we refuse to stop funding. No matter what they do, no matter how many terrorist acts they commit, no matter how many people they rape, no matter how many Americans they rape and they flee, no matter how many Christians they spit on, no matter how many times they defy American politics, J.D. Vance went over there and the Knesset voted if they should annex the Gaza Strip after the peace deal was signed. Why the fuck didn't you speak about that? Why the fuck did that not come up on your show, Ben? It's so fucking ridiculous. It is so fucking ridiculous. Again, one interview with Tucker Carlson and Nick Fuentes, and the entire right is up in shambles now. You literally platformed a war criminal. You literally gave him a platform to speak and push his bar of talking points. You supported when he put American influencers on the fucking payroll for $7,000 a post. You didn't speak out against any of the horrific acts that Israelis have committed against Christians or Jewish Americans have committed against Americans before they fled back to Israel for their birthright. You refuse to speak about any of this because you don't care about America. You don't put America first. I doubt you put it in the top 10. You put Israel number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then on. You do not give a shit about us. If America stopped funding Israel tomorrow, I doubt you would even support America anymore. I doubt you would live here anymore. I doubt you would give a shit about any of the things you've claimed to give a shit about. Because again, my generation is struggling. My generation cannot afford houses, cannot afford food, cannot afford to pay any bills. I don't even have fucking health insurance. I wake up daily with little to no fucking money because life is so fucking expensive. I can barely pay my bills. I can barely afford to go on. I'm getting fucking furious. I'm getting so upset. It's infuriating to be told I'm not a real American by somebody who doesn't even give a shit about America. And people believe this fucking asshole. My generation is fucked and struggling. What do we have to look forward to on a daily basis? Seriously, what do we have to look forward to? If you're my age, if you are a Gen Z individual in this earth, and you hear my show, you listen to things I say, and you feel like you're part of the disaffected young white men in this nation, what do we have to look forward to? We're going to be paying Social Security to never fucking receive it. We are going to be paying taxes to support wars in foreign nations that we don't want to happen. We have to look into and look forward to the housing economy that has completely been overinflated so we can't afford houses anymore because we'll just rent forever and we'll be okay with that. We have nothing to look forward to. And a huge part of that is because of the money we waste on foreign aid, the money we waste on all this bullshit, on the foreign wars, on foreign lobbying. Imagine if AIPAC put the same money they put into getting pro-Israel politicians, according to their own fucking words in commercial, into actually supporting everyday Americans. Imagine how much better this country would be. Imagine how much better this country would be if we didn't have another nation lobbying our politicians to move laws to benefit them, to get laws passed that benefit their country. We need laws passed that benefit Americans. We need laws passed that actually help us. Because right now we're being drowned. We're being looted. We're being robbed. We're being raped. We're being fucked in every way. If you're my generation, you understand what I'm saying. We have little to nothing to look forward to. And I don't care. I could wake up tomorrow with nothing. I could wake up every day for the next 10 years with nothing, and I would still come here on this show and deliver my message for fucking free, because it's not about me. It's about America. It's about America coming first. It's about the next generations of Americans who haven't even been born yet, who are going to be born into a system that doesn't give a fuck about them. They're going to be born into a system that supports foreign lobbies, that supports foreign wars, that will criticize them and try and shut their voices down against their First Amendment rights if they criticize another nation that's not even America. You could burn an American flag in America, who cares? But you burn an Israeli flag, hate crime, hate crime, hate crime. Like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this dual loyalty bullshit? Seriously, in a nation where Americans aren't even respected, in a nation where Christians aren't respected, we send them money? We're talking about pulling foreign aid out of Nigeria because they're slaughtering Christians in Nigeria. What about the Christians who are harassed and spit on and assaulted every fucking day in Israel? Seriously, what about the terrible practices? What about the fact that after a circumcision, an Orthodox Jew priest or fucking rabbi will suck the fucking dick of the baby? What about that? We don't call that out in our government? Our government doesn't want to speak about that happens in America? Our government doesn't want to speak about some of the atrocious things the Talmud says? Because I've read all the religious texts. I've read the Bible. I've read the Quran. And have not finished the Talmud because it's so fucking long, but I am well into it. And it is, some of the things are fucking awful. What they say about Jesus Christ, what they say about Jews and Gentiles, it is grotesque. It is disgusting. And again, it is not saying that religions cannot coexist with each other, but what it is saying is the same way you declare Israel a Jewish state that supports Judaism, we are allowed to declare America a Christian country. We were founded by Christians with Christian morals and values, and those have decayed over time because of Jewish lobbyists and Jewish donors like the ADL who want to call it anti-Semitic, who want to call it hateful, to say that we're being replaced. Saying that we're being replaced in our own society, saying the Great Replacement theory is real is now a hateful and anti-Semitic slogan. But it's happening. Whites are slowly becoming the minority in the country that we built. And what's going to happen when that happens? What's going to happen when the country founded by white Christians is no longer majority white Christians? It's going to turn into countries like the Middle East, where there's endless wars, there's rape of kids, there are terrible practices that happen all around it. They want to turn America into these third world nations. They want to bring all the third world nations into here. And who is supporting this? The ADL is supporting this. The SPLC is supporting this. All these big lobbyist groups. APEC is supporting this. Ben Shapiro supported this. Laura Loomer supported this at a point. Mark Levin, all these people, they say you're hateful if you say any of these things. I thought it was hateful to wish death upon people. I thought it was hateful to wish death upon women and children and journalists who were doing nothing but living and trying to survive. But no, you guys celebrate that. Randy Fine literally posts a picture of a dead baby being pulled out of the rubble and says, yeah, that's a great pic. Feel free to send me another. And that man holds a seat in the United States fucking Congress. We don't have a sovereign nation anymore. We don't have a nation where we control the politics. We have a system where they are controlling us. A nation the size of New Jersey, halfway across the world, doesn't even admit that they have nukes. Nukes that they stole from America. And what happens when we stop supporting them financially and militarily? What happens when that day finally comes that we say, hey, Israel, it's been too much. You guys do nothing to help us. Your intel is trash. You guys don't do fucking anything for us. And the entire we give you money for you guys to buy weapons back is a huge money laundering scheme that the American people finally caught on to. What fucking happens then? They open up their nuclear arsenal for the world to see on satellites as a threat. The Samson option is real. They have written about it. They want to call people like Pat Buchanan anti-Semitical, and Matt Walsh defends him. Matt Walsh, his days at Daily Wire are numbered at this point. We know it. We can see it. We can see him turning. He literally posted a video saying if you support Israel, you're on the wrong side, only to delete it. Why do you think he deleted it? Because his master told him to. Bad boy, your name is Toby. Delete it. That's what he fucking did to him. We are being robbed, looted, and raped in our own nation. We can't support America first without being called these hateful terms. And again, they want to turn everyone we love against us. They want to turn the boomers, our parents, who don't understand what is actually happening in politics because they don't have the social media knowledge we have. They don't have the mass communication knowledge we have because they still watch Fox News and CNN and MSNBC. They want to turn them against us and say, oh, if your kids are saying this, they're rogue anti-Semites and you need to get on top of it. No, these kids are smarter than you. We know more than you. We have done more research. We have read books. We have watched podcasts. We have watched documentaries. We have done our fucking homework on this. Unlike you guys. That's the reason that Ben Shapiro refuses to debate anybody on this side. If Ben Shapiro was to debate Nick Fuentes, he would have to leave the country the next day because he'd be so fucking brutally embarrassed. Ben Shapiro could not make a single point credibly in front of Nick Fuentes or his audience because they would rip him to shreds. It is the reason Ben Shapiro rarely speaks in public anymore, rarely does any media appearances where he takes questions that aren't directly either censored or from the Israel side. If he was to go up at a Turning Point USA event, what would happen to him is the same thing that happened to Josh Hammer. Josh Hammer got ripped apart by a fucking comedian in front of millions of people. Thousands of people there and millions of people on the internet saw Josh Hammer get incredibly wrecked by a comedian, a Jewish comedian who was ripping on the Israel lobby. Because it's indefensible. You can't defend a genocide. You cannot defend us sending billions of dollars to a nation that does nothing to help us. You cannot defend spending trillions of dollars on wars that only help that shit small terrorist nation. You cannot defend Tom Ortium Alexandrovich. You cannot defend Ghislaine Maxwell, Robert Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein, Les Wexner. You cannot defend that Howard Lutnick knew these people. You can't defend these points, so you refuse to debate them. You refuse to debate the USS Liberty. You refuse to debate any of these talking points. The Israel lobby does not help America. It hurts it. It rapes it. It contains us. It spends too much money. It literally puts another country over America when America should be put first in every fucking way. It's America first, second, third, fourth, fifth, like Nick said. We will stand for nothing less, and I will die for that. You will have to fucking kill me if you want me to stop talking about this, and I mean that wholeheartedly. You could take every fucking dollar I make away. You could have me homeless. You could have every terrible fucking thing in the world happen to me, and I will still be here, sitting here at this fucking mic, filming my show, speaking to the American people. I will do everything I can until the day they fucking kill me to push the message of America first, because this is about more than me. It is about more than just myself. It is about the billions of people who haven't been born yet in America, who will be looted, robbed, and raped of their rights and their dignity and their sovereignty. Again, this is what's happening right now in America. And I know this has been a heated message. I am getting pissed off more and more as I speak. But right now, we live in a country where we are being looted, robbed, and raped of our rights to speak, of our rights to put America first and to be a sovereign nation. They want us to fund their sovereign nation, but they don't support ours. They want to use this, Judeo-Christian relationship, but they'll spit on Christians in their country and they'll refuse to speak about it. They disrespect everything that our religion stands for. They weaponize the Genesis verse against us. But you guys don't even realize that when you weaponize the Old Testament verse, the New Testament supersedes it. It didn't replace it. It supersedes it. So when you guys quote the Old Testament to us like it's still the prophecy, no, Jesus fulfilled the prophecy. He was the Messiah. You killed him on the fucking cross. You tortured this man in front of his mother and he died, ascended into heaven. And you guys want to weaponize the Genesis verse to us like it means anything. No, fuck you. The gospel means something to us. The word of Jesus Christ, because Christ is king. Not Bibi Netanyahu, not the president of Israel, not any fucking Israelite. The king is Christ. Christ is king, and we will settle for nothing less. We will settle for nothing less than America first. We will settle for nothing less than a complete sovereign nation that supports American values, that supports the American worker, that supports Americans like you and me who have been fucked in this nation. I will never get out of student loan debt. I was one of the kids who went to college and was failed in multiple classes because I spoke about things that the left disagreed with, because I spoke about things that woke professors disagreed with. And now I'll never get out of those student loans. I was somebody who was told that you needed to get a credit card when you were young to build credit before my brain fully developed. I will be paying that debt off for a long period of time. I was someone who was told that all you had to do was go to college and work hard and you would be able to buy a house, have a family, and get a good job. What the fuck happened to that? All the women are trash in my generation. The job market is shit unless you're black or gay or Jewish. And we cannot have true sovereignty in our nation if we can't separate from the foreign nation of Israel that's not even America. Ben Shapiro, again, I've said this before, but the guy who literally says he only supports America because it supports Israel is trying to police our words, is trying to tell us what we can and can't say, is trying to tell the Republican establishment who they can and can't accept. Ben Shapiro, you are nothing. You should be ostracized from this country. You should be ostracized from the political movement that we call the right. You are nothing. You are scum. It's such a fucking joke. I know I repeated myself a few different times in that, but I'm taking a deep breath because I'm fucking mad. I'm so pissed off. I'm an American. I'm a true American. Everything about me is American. And this Israeli Hezbollah shill will not stop, will not allow America First voices to rise up without him trying to tear us down every step of the way. And not only tear us down, they want to take away your bank accounts. They want to take away your right to fly like they did with Nick Fuentes. They put him on a no-fly list. And people still support this fucking guy. This guy never spoke out against all the terrible things they did to this young child. When he was a kid, what they did to try and ruin his life. And now that he's an adult, he still refuses to speak out against him or speak out against the things that happened to him. But no, he will speak out against him because he wants to put America first. Because we want to put America over the foreign nation of Israel. He now chooses to say Nick's name publicly. He tried to silence it forever. He tried to not say it, not even utter the words Nick Fuentes. But now that America First is inevitable, now that we have millions of young people in this nation who align with the America First movement, now that at a Turning Point USA event, you have Groypers grilling J.D. Vance. And J.D. Vance still has refused to denounce the Groypers since Nick gave his message. How does that sit with you, Ben? Ben, we are closer to America First than we are to Israel First, the way the country is trending. I'm not saying the way the current government works, but the way this country is trending, by hell or high water, America will come first. America will be first. America First is inevitable. Christ is king. We are an American nationalist nation. We are a Christian nationalist nation, founded by Christians. We will have Christian values restored in society. The Judeo-Christian relationship that you talk about doesn't really fucking exist. It is a lie. It is a sham. It is propaganda. And we are able to see through that because we are so much fucking smarter than you. Even the retards of my generation are smarter than you. And it's not even fucking close. It's not even fucking close. The dumbest people of my generation are still smarter than you, Ben. I'm really pissed off about this. Just again, as an American who has worked hard my whole life, who has dedicated everything I have to putting America first, who has dedicated everything to not just putting America first, but has dedicated everything to wanting to try and do the right thing when it comes to politics and wanting to try and spread truth. You want to denounce us because you don't like what we're saying? Why don't you try and actually challenge it then? Instead of just denouncing it and saying it's hateful rhetoric, instead of saying that Tucker Carlson is the second coming of Hitler, why don't you actually debate it? Sit down with Tucker Carlson and debate him. Sit down with Nick Fuentes and debate him. Sit down with the comic Dave Smith and debate him. Watch what happens. Watch how fast you get fucking rolled over. Watch how fast you get rolled over. Candace sometimes is absolutely retarded. You fired her. Sit down with her and watch how fast she shreds you in a debate, because you are defending an indefensible position. You are defending a position that says America cannot be a sovereign nation. America cannot isolate Israel because it would be bad for America. How has it been good for America to support Israel? All the foreign wars? The foreign lobbying? The fact that we probably haven't had a real president in this country since JFK? Who you guys fucking killed? I don't even know what to say. I'm so disappointed. It's outrageous. It's infuriating. We can't let our anger get the best of us. Again, I know I'm getting very angry on this, but what I mean by when I say we can't let our anger get the best of us, nobody can act violently. Nobody can go out in public and start yelling at people and start throwing blame. What needs to be done is we need to engage in politics. And I say this a lot, but we need to put our actions and intentions in alignment with the will of Christ and fundamentally engage in politics. Become the voter class, become the donor class, become the politicians themselves, become the media, and we need to root the people who do not put America first out of society completely. Anybody who does not put America first and openly says it should be tried for treason. I mean that wholeheartedly. If you are unwilling to put America first and you hold an American passport, you should be tried for treason. If you want to support taking away America's First Amendment rights because they criticize a nation thousands of miles away, you should be tried for treason. If you don't let anybody speak about your foreign nation without calling them an anti-Semite, you should be tried for treason. Because again, I don't hate Jewish people. I don't at all. What I do hate is when any group organizes against America. I hate when any country organizes against America, or when people in the media organize against Americans. I hate when people tell us that we're lazy and we have to work harder if we can't afford a house and we can't afford a family and we can't afford to pay back student loans. Fuck you. You created this system that's so hyperinflated because of all the fucking wars we've been in, because of the devaluation of our dollar. You created this situation. Maybe it wasn't you specifically, Ben Shapiro, who created the entire financial crisis we're dealing with, but you don't fucking speak about it. And you supported it. You supported Bibi Netanyahu when he came here. You supported all these wars. You want to call me a rogue anti-Semite, or Nick Fuentes a rogue anti-Semite, or Tucker Carlson the second coming of Hitler? You are a fucking retard. That's what you are. You are nothing more than an absolute fucking retard. You are an Israeli shill, a Hezbollah propaganda artist. You're not a real American, and you should get the fuck out of my country, Ben Shapiro. You should fucking leave. If you love Israel so much, go fucking live there. Because again, we all know the day that America finally stops supporting Israel financially and militarily, you will leave anyway. So just do it fucking now. We don't fucking want you here, Ben. We do not want you in America. You don't hold real American values. You pushed for the melting pot only for it to fuck our nation. You supported all the corrupt policies of the ADL because they're Jewish, because they supported Jewish causes. You are scum, Ben Shapiro. That's my message to Ben. That was a long one. It was heated. I didn't even do the regular intro to the show. I didn't even tell anybody to like and subscribe and sign on to the Telegram channel, but you guys know what to do. Now that we're done with, that was my rant. That was my Ben Shapiro rant. I had kind of other stuff I want to talk about today, and then I saw that video and I was like, oh, are you fucking kidding me? And it's not even like we could read comments today because Spotify took down my Friday episode. I don't know why. I actually think I know why. They said it was hateful conduct. And I was like, what was hateful about the episode? I didn't cross any lines. I didn't go further than I ever have gone before. I've always stayed within the boundaries that they allow. And what I came across is when I was reviewing the episode that most likely when I was reading out the tweets of the Zionist lobby responding to the Heritage Foundation video, they thought those were my words. They thought I was actually saying those things, not just reading and responding and analyzing the tweets of these Zionists. And a lot of those tweets were very hateful. You know, stuff about weapons and ammunition and stuff like that. So we'll see if that gets fixed, but I don't even have the ability to read the comments because I don't have them. There are some comments I could read that came in on other episodes, but they deleted my Friday episode. It's starting. The censorship is starting. And this is one of the reasons I tell everyone, join the Telegram channel, subscribe on YouTube. If you listen on Spotify, still go subscribe on YouTube and this stuff, because YouTube didn't delete my Friday video. No other platform deleted my Friday video, but Spotify did. Very weird. Spotify usually is one of the companies who allows a lot more free speech, but they silenced Nick too. I'm gonna get a drink of water. Like I said, you guys have seen it. I'm getting pissed. It's just, as an American, as a Native American, it's just so vile and disgusting that people will hold affinities for other nations, but still hold an American passport, and then have the fucking balls to criticize people like me. Have the balls to criticize America first. It is America first until we die. You will literally have to fucking kill me. And I mean that with everything inside me. I will never kill myself. Literally, I am saying this. I've said it multiple times and I've tweeted it. I will never kill myself. I will never kill myself. You hear that, Israel? You hear that, Ben Shapiro? I will never kill myself. You guys will have to fucking kill me if you want to silence me. And when that happens, they'll know who did it. If that happens, they'll know who did it. You guys want to turn people like Nick Fuentes into a martyr. He will. If you guys kill Nick Fuentes, if you guys completely silence him, millions of more America Firsters were just born in that moment. Because we are pissed off. What happens when you take away the idea of a future for an entire generation? What happens when you tell an entire generation that it's too bad they're priced out of the housing market and we're not going to be able to fix it? That it's too bad that so many foreign wars happen that they oppose and we can't stop them because of our allegiance to this small nation? What happens when you tell them, or they see, that the entire dating pool is full of whores and sluts? When they have nothing to look forward to. You would have to lower your standards to get married. You would have to work 3 jobs to ever buy a house. And even that, you might not even be able to save to get one, at least in a decent neighborhood. What happens when you tell them that they have to be okay with their neighborhoods turning from safe, peaceful neighborhoods into this melting pot? This melting pot that groups like the ADL and the SPLC pushed for. That you, Ben Shapiro, pushed for. That people like Brillin Hollyhan say, and people like Mark Levin and Laura Loomer pushed for. Literally, Laura Loomer tweets out that Muslims should be mass deported from America and Muslims should not be able to serve in government. Imagine if I said that about Jews. Imagine if I said Jews should be mass deported out of America and that they should not be able to serve in our government. What would the reaction be? What would the reaction be from the Zionist right? From the people in our nation who think they control it? Because they do. They literally do control it. But what would be the reaction? They would try and ruin my fucking life. They would dox me. They would try and make it so I can never make another dollar in this world again. They would take away my rights to banking away. Nick Fuentes had his rights to have a bank account taken away. He can't even do credit card processing or have a bank account, even after Donald Trump passed an executive order to make that illegal. They're still not allowing him to do it. We are not a sovereign nation. We are a nation controlled by a much smaller nation, and we need to break free. We need to break free of Israel's grasp. We need to break free of people like Ben Shapiro, Mark Levin, Laura Loomer. The Israel lobby as a whole. Any politician who takes a fucking penny, a single shekel from AIPAC, we will not vote for you anymore. You lost the support of millions of people. Even if we like some of your policies, you lose our support. We are waking up. We are here and we are ready. And when you take the future away for an entire generation of pissed off young men, you are not going to like the result. You will hate the result. You want to create, you guys bitch and moan and fucking cry about anti-Semitism. You want real anti-Semitism to happen? Keep stripping away the rights of Gen Z. Keep stripping away the rights of Gen Alpha. Keep telling them that they have to live in this melting pot. Keep telling them that they will never be able to buy a house and they just have to work harder for it. Keep telling them that our tax dollars are served better when they're funding foreign wars that don't involve the United States. Keep telling them that it's okay that tens of thousands of Americans went and died for weapons of mass destructions that didn't fucking exist when that information came from Israeli intelligence. You want to see Americans get pissed off? You want to see Americans hate another nation? It's gonna fucking happen. And it's happening because you're pushing it to that point. You're pushing it to the point where you are forcing an entire generation to have no other option but to say, no, we need a full separation. We need Israel to just back the fuck off and get the fuck out of our country. That's what you're pushing it to. If you guys don't want that to happen, then back the fuck off now. If you don't want Americans to stand up and rise up against the tyranny we're facing, then you guys have an obligation to stop calling anybody you disagree with an anti-Semite and trying to belittle their views and trying to silence their views instead of just engaging in debate. And the reason Ben Shapiro will never engage in debate is because he is a fucking cowardice pussy. He is nothing more than a cowardice pussy. Yeah, Ben Shapiro, you are a coward. You are a pussy. You are a shill. You are scum. You are nothing. You want to rave and rant about rogue anti-Semites ruining the right. No, you are ruining the right. The Israel lobby is ruining the right. America first is inevitable. Millions of young Americans agree with this, and they are not siding with Israel. They are not siding with foreign wars. They're not siding with any other foreign nation. And you guys want to all say, oh, they're all being funded by Qatar. No, fuck you. You guys are being funded by Israel. We are Americans. I would do this shit for free. I would do this shit every single day of my life until I die, until America has a full separation from the terrorist state that is Israel. My tax dollars right now pay the salaries of the people who literally rammed metal poles up Palestinian prisoners' asses. My tax dollars fund bombs that go and drop on journalists, and then when more journalists show up to report on it, they get bombed as well. It's a fucking joke. Why the fuck are my tax dollars funding any of this? Why the fuck do we live in a nation where we can't have real sovereignty? Ben Shapiro wants to go on and, again, try and tear everybody down who disagrees with him. It's not gonna work. This cold civil war that's happening in the right is probably the best thing that could happen for the America First movement, because they are forced to now do one of two things. They are forced to either come to the debate stage. They are forced to sit down with people like Nick or like Dave Smith and debate these ideas, and they will get ruined over those things. Or they have to act like they don't exist when millions of young people are fans and supporters. Nick sends out one tweet and it could say hello and it will ratio everything Ben Shapiro ever does. And for the boomers who don't get that, exactly, you don't fucking get it. You don't understand it. And until you do, just stop talking about politics because we're smarter than you. If you don't understand influence, if you don't understand what America First is actually about, then shut the fuck up about it. That's going to be the end of my rant today. I can't get, like, literally my voice is starting to fucking hurt. I'm so fucking sick and tired of it. I'm sick and tired of being told I'm not a real fucking American. By people who aren't even real Americans. I am going to go on. I'm going to read some of our comments that we got. Like I said, they deleted our Friday episode, so we don't have them all. But I'm just trying to... Got a lot of adrenaline going through me. I'm just trying to decompress a little. That's why I'm talking a little slower now. it's a lot to. I pour my blood, sweat, and tears. I pour my entire heart into this show, into America First, into wanting America to be a sovereign nation, only for someone like Ben Shapiro to try and completely discredit me and turn people who love me and my life against me by saying that if I support Nick Fuentes, I'm supporting all these crazy things that he tried to like clip up out of context. You're such a fucking, you're disgusting rat scum, Ben Shapiro. You are disgusting rat scum. Literally, I haven't seen Mark Levin, Laura Loomer, Ben Shapiro, Seth Dillon send out a single fucking post about America in months. I only see them tweeting about Israel because they are Israeli propaganda. Officer Tatum, Officer Talmud. It's a fucking joke. It's an absolute fucking joke. We are gonna go on though. We are gonna do our comments. It's been an emotional show. Hope you guys enjoyed my fucking crash out today. There's no script for this. There was, you guys could probably tell that because I wasn't fucking perfect with my wording and words, and I fumbled here and there. But again, it's gonna happen. I'm a passionate guy. I'm passionate about America. I'm passionate about my beliefs. I'm passionate about America First. I'm passionate about not being looted, robbed, and raped in my own country. The fact that it's even controversial to say America First is fucking insane. We live in America. We live in America, and in America, it is controversial to say, I am America First. I want America to be put above everything. Somehow that's anti-Semitic. Somehow that's controversial. But Israel's allowed to say that. Israel's allowed to say we're an independent nation. That's a literal quote from Bibi Netanyahu when they were asked about the Knesset's vote when J.D. Vance was in there after they signed the peace deal. Bibi Netanyahu says, we're an independent nation. Okay, so are we. We're going to stop funding you. We're going to stop supplying you weapons. And if you guys cross the fucking line one more time, we will go to war with you. Like, literally, they funded a pedophile. They didn't care about the fucking children who got raped. They didn't care about a single one of those. They funded the island. They funded Jeffrey Epstein. They moved him up in the world quickly. And they blackmailed United States politicians to do their bidding. Why the fuck would Jeffrey Epstein have a painting of Bill Clinton sitting in Monica Lewinsky's cum dress in a provocative pose? Why the fuck would he have a picture of George Bush sitting on the floor like he's a kid with a paper airplane and 2 knockdown Jenga towers representing 9/11? It's because it was political blackmail. It's because Jeffrey Epstein was a Mossad agent who was blackmailing American politicians and world politicians for the terrorist state of Israel. And they didn't care how many kids had to get raped in the process, how many people they had to kill off in the process and silence in the process. All they cared about was that they got what they wanted. And what they wanted was total control of the American government and the American media. And they've succeeded. They've bought out the biggest social media company in the world, which was TikTok. They bought out CBS and Paramount and everything under it. Rupert Murdoch is a heavy fucking Zionist who will never allow anyone to criticize Israel. And when Tucker did, he got fired for it. And now Tucker's the second coming of Hitler. The second coming of Hitler was a Fox News host for 10 years. Wow. Fucking crazy that they say that. Like, literally, it's so fucking hypocritical and stupid and retarded, the lies they tell us. They can't stop lying. The nation of Israel cannot stop lying because it is their nature to push Hezbollah. They literally used to hold a TV show to see who could come up with the best Hezbollah talking points. Their entire army was founded of 3 groups, 2 of which were designated terrorist organizations in the world. When we wanted to inspect their Dimona project, our president got a bullet in the fucking head. You criticize Israel, and apparently you're just the rogue anti-Semites who need to be removed from society. And we're not even in Israel. We're in America. And this is the same fucking guy who literally said that Jesus was a rogue Jew who tried to lead a revolt against the Jews. He does not give a fuck about this Judeo-Christian relationship. He does not care. He literally doesn't give a shit about it. It's all fake Hezbollah bullshit. It's just sickening. It's maddening. If he was actually about free speech, he wouldn't have fired everyone who criticized Israel. He wouldn't keep Matt Walsh silent. Do you think Matt Walsh would have stayed this silent on the Israel topic? He speaks about topics about other nations all the time. Do you think he would be this silent about Israel unless Ben Shapiro was forcing his hand? It's so fucked. It's just... The real Americans in this country are being silenced. We are the real Americans. If you were born in this country, you are a Native American. If you don't hold 2 passports, you are superior to anyone who does. And anyone who denies that and says dual loyalty is okay, you are trash. Dual loyalty is never okay. Dual loyalists should be tried for treason or deported. Your choice. If you want to stay in America, we'll try you for treason. If you want to leave, leave. Dual loyalists will never be accepted in this country. This is... Okay, we're an hour in. I've been literally fucking yelling for an hour. I feel my voice going. I'm gonna go to the comments and stuff like that. Let's go to the comments. Give me a second. Let me get them pulled up. I'll see if the ones I can read, because like I said, a bunch of them got deleted. Every Friday comment got deleted. Okay, let's see. Someone said, you know, the crazy thing about all this is it's the big R. Conservatives that have the problem here, but we already agree that the giant 2 parties are working against us and are working together. Of course, the rest of us are against the Republicans, in quotes. Yeah, again, the Republican establishment is the neocon establishment. The GOP does not actually give a shit about the young Americans who are being fucked. They support the Israel lobby and AIPAC, and they're all funded by AIPAC, so... Definitely agree there, but the Democrats are a problem too, but yeah. Someone said, Nick was spot on. At the end of a long, stressful day, all Americans have is TV. It's sad, too, here. I forget exactly what he said, so I guess I don't know exactly what you're referring to, but... yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, most Americans, literally all they have to look forward to is getting yelled at by their wife. Their kids being... completely indoctrinated with woke bullshit in school and being fed propaganda on television. That's legitimately, like, if you... Again, I have a lot of willpower and persistence. Like, I don't give up. It takes an immense amount to make me give up, and something like this, I'll never give up. So, like, the people who don't have as much, I really, like, pray for a lot, because... there's not a lot to look forward to in this generation, and I'm not trying to be really black-pilled. I'm just trying to call it how I see it and say that it is our obligation and duty to fix it for future nations, because we have been fucked. Next comment says, nothing against Catholics, but our forefathers were mainly Protestant. Protestants also compromise most of the Christians in the USA. I'm Baptist, and in the South, we rarely see Catholic churches except in larger cities. Yeah, I mean, I've explained this tons of times. I think I've explained it to you as well, why Catholicism is the true church of Christ. Excuse me. Jesus gave the keys to Peter, created the first pope, and all the other popes after that have been the successors to Peter. So, I mean, that's the best way to explain it. There's other reasons as well, but again, I'm just out of it after that long rant, so I'll address that more tomorrow. But yeah, again, I'm not like trying to denounce other forms of Christianity. Christ is king. But my only point is, like, if you want to be a true follower of Christ, I would look into why the Catholic Church is what it is. Like, the Roman Empire never fell. It just became the Catholic Church. Someone said, bro, we got to get you beefed up for a debate with Dean Withers, ho ass. You have to train because he is good. Anna is married, but if you're really going to take it there, fuck it. I got your back. Yeah, we're going to take it there. Anna's my sexy, sexy future. What? No, I'm kidding. We're not going to. If she's married, I'll let it go. But I've already debated Dean. I've debated him on TikTok. I've debated him and Parker. I will say, like, at the time, I probably held my own very well in the argument, but hindsight's 2020, and I lost both debates because against Dean and Parker, I was debating them a long time ago when I still thought that Trump was going to release the Epstein files, and that's what I was debating them on, is that Trump would release the Epstein files, that Trump wouldn't be involved in it. And I've kind of turned my views on that, and they were arguing the opposite side. So in hindsight, they had the better argument than me, even though I was making good points for the time. But yeah, maybe I'll try and debate them again. I just don't see like much of a point in the sense of like they just use cheap tricks. Like their entire debate style is like, it's like what they did against Nick. It's like, if God commanded you to rape and kill a baby, would you do it? It's like, shut the fuck up, you retard. Like, he's not going to do that. But yeah, I'll see what I can get into. I do a lot of TikTok debates though. And someone goes, James, do you honestly separate Israel and Jews, or do you just say Israel instead of Jews? Yes, I do separate Israel from Jews. But I do think the Israel lobby and a lot of the Jewish lobby in America is a big problem. I do think that there are a lot of Jews in America who put their affinity for Israel over America, but it's not all Jews. I don't even think it's the majority of them, if I'm being honest. There's a lot of Jews in America who just see themselves as Americans, a lot of younger ones. But anybody who puts Israel equal to or above America, and, you know, they're most likely Jewish, and I have a problem with that. So, you know, we can call that out because we're America first. Someone said W's. And let's see. Okay, like let's see if I could get access to... Like, here's the thing. I have, like, this on my phone where it's, like, when I got the notifications of the comments, but it doesn't show me the full comment. It only shows me up until, like, the ... part. So, like, let me try and read and respond to some of these ones. Because these are the ones from Friday that got deleted, but... let's see. Brother, I'm new to your channel. I appreciate what you are saying and doing as a believer in Christ like yourself, and that's where it cuts off. I wish I could read the rest of your comment, dude, but I can't because they fucking deleted it. Sorry about that. If you comment it again, I'll respond, but Christ is king. Someone else goes, Josh Hammer looks like a Minecraft villager. Yep, he looks like a retard. Someone goes, Altman 100% either did it or ordered it. Why were the security camera wires? And then I'm going to assume it says cut, but it cuts off there, so I don't know. But yep, you're right. You probably did. Allegedly, I got to say, so I don't get sued. Someone goes, love the show. Keep it up. Thank you. I appreciate you. Someone goes, I used to hate your voice the first couple shows, but now I think we all need to come together. You make a lot of sense, brother. I appreciate that. It cuts off there, so I don't know what the end of your thing says. Someone says, hopefully... No, that was an old one. Yeah, that's all the ones it's showing me. So, I feel bad I didn't get to respond to all you guys' comments. Sorry about that. Spotify deleted them. I would have if they kept them up. Hopefully, I filed an appeal and I reached out to Spotify today and I explained, I was like, the hatefulness that you guys saw was literally from me reading and analyzing someone's tweets. I'm allowed to read and analyze hateful tweets and disagree with them. And they said they'll let me know, so we'll see. But I want to remind everyone to like, smash the follow button, smash the subscribe button, follow the Telegram channel, and for anyone who is like putting that off, again, I'm not trying to like force you guys to do it, but they deleted one of my episodes, and they could keep doing that, or they could delete my entire channel, and like, theoretically, if they deleted my channel tomorrow, the thousands of listeners I have would, you know, some would be able to find me, but some wouldn't know where to, so go subscribe on YouTube, show's name the same thing, America Unfiltered with James P. Get in the Telegram channel, you'll get updates on everything in there. Follow on Rumble. But But keep rating 5 stars on Spotify. Keep following on Spotify. Let Spotify know that you enjoy the content. They're less likely to try and censor it if they know, a lot of people are enjoying it. I'd imagine. Maybe not, but I'd imagine so. But I'm going to sign off today. It's been a emotional show. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys have a blessed day, a blessed night, and I will see you guys on Tuesday. Thank you.